So guys, my next video is going to be a Q&A, but now it's not. So as you can see, this bike doesn't want to kick over today. Now that's mainly because overnight it's probably dropped down to about -2 degrees centigrade here. During the day here, the temperature's kicked up till about 5 or 6 degrees maximum. Now, I should have had this hooked up to a tender quite some time ago, but I haven't got round to it yet. But, of course, true to form, I come out, the bike doesn't want to start, so now it's time to get it done. Now, it's not a big job, it's not going to take a long time, but I'll get the side panel off here just to give us a little bit of space here. Once I got all this loosened off, then we'll talk about the tender that I'm going to install. So as you can see, I've taken the seat off, guys. Yeah. What I'm going to do now is just take this side panel off to have a little bit of a look at it. Now remember, these are Allen bolts. There's 3 that hold it in. And this one at the bottom right is a false bolt. Yeah, once you take this side panel off, guys, that exposes all of this, so it gives you a bit more space. Now, I've not decided yet exactly where I want to position this battery tender, but I want it to be somewhere that it's easy to get to. Yeah. Now, you can disconnect this wiring loom to give yourself a bit of space, snip this, and then you can actually move the battery in and out. I'm not going to do that just yet. Need a good clean up, to be honest, but I'll do that once I get it all disconnected. Guys, I'll put links to this below, obviously. Now, this is the MotoPower Trickle Charger. Now, of course, you can buy different types on Amazon, all sorts of different prices and stuff. Now, this one's not expensive. I think I paid about £20 for it, maybe £21, something like that. Now, you need to make sure, if you're getting one of these, that it's suitable for a motorbike. All types of lead acid battery, AGM, wet, MF, gel, that type of thing. It's not suitable for lithium, that's a different type of charge. For a bike battery, as long as it's not discharged down any less than say 4 volts, then this will recover it. Yeah, it should bring it back up. It'll desulphate the battery and it'll keep that trickle on it. Because even if you're running the bike every day like I do, the battery, if it's a lead acid battery, will start to build up some sulphur in there, and you don't really want that because it degrades the battery. It's got a little chip in there. So essentially you could leave it plugged in and just leave it, and it'll keep your battery alive. So guys, as you can see, I haven't needed to sort of disconnect all of this and move it. There's plenty of room in here for me. I've been able to feed that through the back between the plastic panel and the frame here. Now, I'll connect it up either under here, or maybe up nice and high under here with some cable wraps. Now, I've kept the wires to the left-hand side of the battery, so that in future, if I'm removing that battery, then they're not, they're not in the way. Of course, these already are. But, if you can keep them to the side and there's enough room, then that's fine. Okay, so you can see where I've fed this through here, yeah? Now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to disconnect the negative first. Take that out of the way, then the positive. Now I've moved the wiring harness up from underneath the bracket here just to give me some more space. So let's get that done now. It's really important, guys. Always negative first. Negative, positive, positive, negative. You don't want it short or spark. So that's the first side in. So what I've done is I've gone for that sort of little natural gap there in the connector. Make this as neat as we can. Plenty of space under there. I see plenty of space. Not a lot of space. You want to get the wiring loom back over. Got the wiring loom back in. Got the fuse just tucked up under here. And I think that looks relatively neat. Looks alright. Weigh up all the sort of pros and cons. You absolutely don't want it on the other side where the chain is, yeah? So, I'll just cable wrap that up under there. And we should be good to go. For the time being, I've put this up under here, yeah. Now, it's getting a bit dark, but tomorrow I think I might move it further down the frame here, just behind the brake cylinder, away from that back wheel. I think that'll do for now, to be honest. So I'll come back out later, once this is charged, fire the bike up and we should be good to go. Okay, we've got a solid green light, so I'm just going to unplug this now. Okay, so Moment of truth. Now, I'd need to say that that's probably the strongest start that bike has had in weeks, if not months, yeah. So that tells me that it's really needed to be done. I could have just bump started it. Yeah, this is the second time this has happened to me since I bought the bike, and it's like 10,000 miles it's got on it now. I thought, do you know what? No excuses, it's time to get that trickle charger on there. Now, for the sake of 20 minutes and, you know, sort of £20 or whatever it is in the dollar value, I think it's well worth getting it done. Well, I say 20 minutes, it's really a 10-minute job. It takes me 20 minutes because I've got cameras. So my plan is that I'm going to put that on that charger 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah, it doesn't need to be every single day because I'm running the bike pretty much every day. If you're putting the bike away in storage, then you can plug one of these things and just leave it. Let it charge and it'll maintain the battery. Yeah, it won't overcharge. It's got a system that kicks in and stops it from overheating or overcharging the battery. Basically puts it on a float. Yeah, and it maintains at about 13.6 volts, something like that. Now that we're coming into the winter, there's a couple of little maintenance jobs that I really want to get done now. Yeah, don't know if you noticed earlier at the beginning of this video, but that condensation, I generally tend to ignore it, but it was frozen inside the gauges this morning, which obviously is not good. So that's something I'm going to address in the next few days or so. I might also think about putting maybe an iridium plug in there, you know, a better spark plug, and perhaps upgrading the relays. These are all just tiny little jobs that cost very little money, yeah, but it's just going to help to maintain the bike and keep it going over the winter in particular. Especially now, as I say, it's actually snowing outside here in Scotland, so it has arrived. So anyway guys, that's it for this one. I really hope you liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe down below, maybe even hit that notification bell so you know the next time I upload a video to YouTube, and I'll see you in the next one.